Hey guys, so within every form, whether it's a pen, a dog, plant, within every form, there is in-formation. You know, DNA and frequencies that come back down to every precise detail about you. The whole within the part and the part within the whole. Holographic. So in-formation, so within form, right? Something about gold I was thinking about. This, gold is AU, which stands for aura. So we are all light body beings that shine gold, right? And AU is also the words for the beginning of author or authority. You add Thor, right? Which is like Jupiter, Thor. You add gold, the sun, always gold, sun, and Jupiter, Thor, author. Now you're writing your reality because they're 12-base spiritual. The sun takes 1 year to go through 12 signs, and Jupiter takes 12 years to go through the 12 signs, as opposed to the Saturn-Moon matrix, which is based on the seven-fold nature, and they are darker in quality. Now, I want to get into something about Dionysos. Dionysos. We all know Dionysos, right? Bacchus, baby Bacchus. A lot of people compare him to the Christos archetype, to Jesus archetype. A lot of people get angry. They say, "Oh my God, that's blasphemy." You have to understand why they're doing this, because he's the god of vine, or vino, the vineyard, wine, god of wine. Bacchus is the one, supposedly, of course, this is the mythology. It's very, very wisdom based. These things, they're basically cosmic drippings. They come down, they're storytellings, the main stories, and this is basically our codes if you know how to break the pattern. So Dionysus, the god of vine, the god of vineyard, vino, which is wine, right? The same thing as Jesus. Jesus is the god of wine as well. You drink his blood and eat the body of the bread. Now, also Dionysus rides on a mule or sometimes a cheetah. They love putting him on a cheetah, right? And he also is famous for riding on the mule and the death and resurrection, of course. There's a lot more stuff about Dionysus, but I was going to mention about the story of the twice-born god. So Dionysus is very much known as a dual god, and even his name, Dionysus or Bacchus, same thing. Twice born god, androgynous. He's a man, but many times they make him very feminine looking. He represents a lot of Leo and fifth house nature, very Venusian and solar. Very he has that notice me, spotlight, look at me type of Leo nature, very playful, all about dancing and singing and sex and drinking and having fun. The Bacchanalia, or the Dionysian cults, they would have these ladies called the Maenads, and they would rip apart humans and animals in these cults. Bunch of wildness going on, which is why people get very angry when they bring up the similarities between Dionysus and Jesus, or the Christos archetype. Now, you have to understand, with his birth, the twice-born births, get this. Zeus was making love to Persephone, right? Persephone is the one who was raped in the underworld by Pluto, the daughter of Demeter, the mother. Demeter is Demeter, the mother. Matrix, okay? So that's Demeter. So Zeus was hooking up with the daughter, all right, which is Persephone. And he got her pregnant. She had the baby. And what happened? She had the baby, and the Titans ripped him apart. Again, they did with the Maenad. These are the Maenads. The Titans ripped him apart. Represents the physical based nature. I'll get into that in a second. The Titans versus Olympians. So, by the way, Dionysus is an Olympian. So they tore him apart, and then Demeter found the pieces of baby Bacchus or baby Dionysus, and Zeus took his lightning bolt and boom, he resurrected him. Actually, I think Demeter resurrected him. Zeus took the lightning bolt and he did something where he birthed humanity out of the spot where Bacchus died. So that's why humanity is also dual nature. You see, we have the beast side and the godly side. And we do have the godly side, or the gold side, because remember, we have the Jiva Atma and the Paramatma in the heart. Those are like the super soul. One is a dot and one is a line. Okay? The Jiva Atma and Paramatma, two spots in the heart that is godlike in quality, but not quantity. In quantity, they are specks. We have specks, a dot and a line, like a masculine and feminine of God. The same thing in the brain. The heart is mirrored into the brain. The brain is, we have the pineal and pituitary in the brain. Okay, these are also the Godheads within the body. Now, again, it's like a drop of God in the ocean. God is this whole dot and line in ad infinitum. All right, we have the bestial body. That's why we're dual. We have the bestial nature, but we have God inside of us. Okay, the heart is where, what I read, the heart is where our inertial point is at. Yes, heart is the inertial point, is Earth, because Earth is the inertial point, the inertial plane that we live on. Taurus, yes, two-ball cane, again, the two balls. It all comes down to the two skies, the sky that we see, the sky that we don't see. And everything in nature, electromagnetic, comes down to these two balls. Okay. Now, that was one death, birth and rebirth. The other one is a much cooler story. Get this, all right? So, Zeus, by the way, Zeus is married to Juno or Hera, same goddess. He cheats on her all the time, and she finds out. So, she found out that he was hooking up with Semele. And what did Hera do? She dressed up as an old lady. And then she came to Semele and she said, "Hey, Semele, I heard that you're lucky, very lucky girl. You got to get Zeus. Lucky you." Obviously, Zeus has to shapeshift whenever he sleeps with a lady. He's much too powerful. He'll kill you if he has sex with you in his, godly form. Well, Hera tricked Semele and said, "Why don't you make love to him the way he does to his wife when he's in his full form?" So she asked Zeus to make love to me while he was in his full form. And he instantly ended up killing her with his thunderbolts, his lightning, his electricity. He shocked her to death. Well, guess what? She was pregnant with baby Bacchus in the belly. Dionysos was in the belly. So what did Zeus do? He took whatever was left, the flesh and the ashes of baby Bacchus, and Zeus sewed it into his thigh. And into his thigh, remember, the thigh is ruled by Jupiter, or Zeus, because it's Sagittarius. Sagittarius is Jupiter ruled. Sagittarius is the thighs. Traveling, we travel with them. Anyway, so baby Bacchus was born out of Zeus's leg. Basically, his thigh was a surrogate. And so the transformation, these stories are kind of, they're crazy, but they all have deep, deep meaning. They're all so important. The symbols, when you study the symbols, this is the chi rho. And if you flip it over, turn it in reverse, right, and cut it in half, what do you get? You'll get chiron, chi rho, chiron. So this is the chi rho, you'll get chiron or chi rho. Just add an N to it. You'll get chiron, which is a symbol in astrology. It's in between Saturn and Uranus, and it gives us a lot of pain and woundings in our life, but also areas that we have to heal and heal ourselves and heal others. So there was a lot I wanted to talk about. I didn't get to much. Yes, the Jordan River. The Jordan River, I was going to talk about the Jordan River being the river Eridanus or Jordanus, and I had a picture somewhere. Yeah, the Jordan River, the Eridanus, wherever the Eridanus is, that is your spinal cord, just like Jacob's Ladder, right? And the Eridanus would be like the Milky Way. It's one of these rivers that's in the sky. And remember, the J, there was never really a J until recently. They added it, so the J was always I or Y. So it has that ya pronunciation, right? So Jordan River is the spinal cord, and it's the, it runs through the Milky Way. Orion's belt is the area in the sky that's on the ecliptic and is also touching the firmament. And it's at the crossroads of the galactic center as well. So it's a very busy hub where Orion is. The three kings. Remember, the three kings signify the birth of the Christ. Has to do something with those stars touching the top of the sky, the celestial dome, the heavens. All right. Now there's a lot of beautiful transits that we can take advantage of coming up. Beautiful transits this year. For the next 2 years, to be honest with you. Anyone wants to know their transits and what's going on, contact me. Have a good one, guys.